reality Jeep life with me, the Vermont Jeep Girl, and this is my daily vlog of 2013. This is part 2 of me reassembling my T18. As you recall, yesterday I disassembled it, I put a coat of paint on it, I've done a few things to it. What I'm going to do now before I start reassembling it is I'm going to chase a few threads, and by chasing a few threads inside where the bolts go, this is allowing me to get out the dirt, the grime, the grease, whatever might have built up inside the thread area of my case over time. By doing this, this is going to allow me to torque the new bolts down and get a better reading on them. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to torque my last one on here that I got to do. Screw it in here. Through this whole case I've had several different sizes that I've had to use. I had 5/16 18, I had 3/8 16, and then 7/16 14. Those are the 3 sizes pertaining to this T18. I'm in the process of tapping my last hole. I have the proper size tap down inside, and what I'm going to do is just gently go down through and let it work through the threads until it sticks out the bottom, which it's doing. I'm going to reverse this guy and get this out of here. It's gotten all of the junk that was built up in those threads out. It's amazing how much stuff will get stuck inside those threads. What I'm going to do right now is I am going to install a couple seals. The first one is going to be into the T18 to Dana 20 adapter. There is a seal that came inside my kit, and in order to do that you line it up inside. This is also, when I took the seal out, I made sure I was going in the right direction with it. This is a cool little tool that I have. You've seen me use this before, and what I'm going to do, it's right to the right size. I am going to knock this in now. Pound this in. You want to put it in so it's flush inside. What I'm going to do right now is put the input shaft seal into the bearing retainer. Now, before I can install the short input shaft, inside here I have to put back these little rollers. There are 22 of these little rollers that came out of the old shaft. These are loose rollers. So I have to line them back up inside this short shaft, and the way that I'm going to do that is, some people use Vaseline, I'm going to be using some grease. It just happens to be what I have handy. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a pile of this grease, line the inside Now what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start lining up these little roller bearings inside the grease that I just set in here. And I want to put all of these guys in here standing up. Okay, now that I have all my little rollers inside of my short shaft, I don't know if you guys can see this at all. What I'm going to do now is apply a thin layer of grease around the outside of this, and I'm going to put the synchro gear on here. And it's just going to be a tiny thin layer just to hold my synchro in place. Okay. This is my synchro gear, and it's going to install this way. I know this because when I took the other one off, this was the position it was in. And also I know this from the stuff I pulled off the internet, and I call it a schematic. I got an electronics degree, so I'm used to calling things schematics, but the pieces and parts page, the diagram, this is the way it goes on. Okay, I'm sad to report that the progress that I've made on my T18 today was pretty good up until I replaced the part of the short shaft kit is the bearing. This is a wide bearing. I actually need a narrow bearing. Did not know this until I started researching back on the computer. Put this in and realized that there was still a gap in here and couldn't figure out why. So it appears that for the T18s, there's two different style front bearings. For some reason, there's a wide one and there's a narrow one. Didn't really know this, stuck the other one in here, realized it's not really working, so I will need to order the narrow bearing, and hopefully that'll come in the next week or so. So for now, I'm going to put the T18 back on the floor. It's going to hang out there and stare at me again from the sofa, but we'll be working on the next project. Anyway, join me this week as I take a road trip over to CSE Off-Road. They sell Jeep parts and accessories for your Jeep. Check them out on Facebook under CSE Off-Road, and also check them out CSEoffroad.com on their website. They have some really cool things and some cool offers, so check them out. I'm going to visit them this week on a road trip. I am also going to be taking another road trip over to Massachusetts. I'm going to pick up a 4.0 that I just won on an auction tonight on eBay, and this motor is complete and it's running. This will save me some time with my build, as I was using the other 4.0 that I had, and I've been saving all the parts to it, which I would need to freshen and rebuild. Buying this 4.0 is going to save me all of that time. So I'm going to go pick that up. I'm saving the other 4.0 now. I'm going to get some more parts and make a stroker out of it. Yeah, I ain't going to go to waste. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I'm sorry that this was not the right part, but it will be up and running soon. Before I do say goodnight to you guys, I just wanted to show you the top piece that I did paint. Let me tell you, when she is done and put together, she's going to be the prettiest dang T18 you've ever seen. Attention to detail, guys. It goes a long way. Thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions or comments, write me, VermontJeepGirl@hotmail.com. Thank you and have a good night. Yeah, good.